It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. Huh, so many people on meth. Ow!
Well, this is an interesting day at the local Publix in Hollywood, Florida. A man dressed in a black and pink dress with a face wrap and mask stole $25 worth of items, including shrimp, bananas, and drinks from the Publix there. Police later found him shirtless, wearing only the black pants and socks with a mask and gloves hidden in his crotch. Then they said, yeah, we think you fit the description of the guy that we got that just shoplifted from the local Publix here. They said, we're going to need to get your name. And he initially told him his name was John Doe. And then when they got him to the booking station, he changed his name then to John Publix. So
Okay.
He thought he got away with it when he's eating that shrimp. He's like, oh, I got away with it. I'm
yeah,
so
this is a
pumped.
good day. Yeah, so he's still in jail as they try to sort out his real name. Is he John Doe? Is he John Publix?
Could you imagine that, though? What are you in here for? I stole shrimp from Publix.
Yeah. Well, weird things happening in the skies. A British Airways cabin crew member was discovered dancing naked in a business class toilet during a flight from San Fran to London's Heathrow Airport.
The flight attendant took off all their clothes, went into the bathroom, and started dancing around.
Yeah, in the business class toilet.
Oh my gosh, I'll have what he's having.
Are you pumped or are you alarmed?
I think they were a little alarmed. They said at the time he was supposed to be serving meals, and like going, hey, where did he go? And
But instead, he was just serving.
He was serving lap dances.
yes, he had just disappeared when they needed him, and so when they looked to him, they found the 41-year-old naked and they're dancing.
Okay, so drugs.
Definitely, he took something.
Yeah, that's just it. He has been arrested, and they say when the plane landed, he was taken to the hospital for treatment, and they said that he was arrested on suspicion of being unfit for duty.
Yeah, you can't. That's a very serious violation. If you are a flight attendant or a pilot, you are not allowed to be intoxicated in any way because you're the last line of
Right.
defense for safety of everybody on that plane. They take it very serious.
He popped some Molly and you thought, oh man, maybe no one will notice.
Yeah. They had to dress him in a colleague's spare first-class passenger pajamas, and they strapped him into a seat in first class for the remainder of the 10.5-hour flight.
I wonder if, like, around hour 9, he sobered up and went, oh my gosh, what have I done?
I would imagine at some point he probably came down
Yeah.
from it. It's like, oh man, I am in so much trouble.
That's what I always wonder when I watch those body cam footages where they're just, you're going, they're going to come down eventually. Are they saying, I just ruined my life? Or are they going to still try to fight it and say, oh, the police were wrong, like they do in the body cam?
The only thing is I would probably have worked out, I would have gone, it's a mental health crisis that I was going through, but I don't know how they can, what kind of drug testing they would do after you landed and whether they could prove that to be false. But that would be the angle I would try to go on.
Just if you're a regular flight attendant, they randomly will pop you with just a pee test. Randomly. I can bet you everything that they made that guy pee in a cup when they landed, and they're going to know exactly what was in his system.
Yeah, anytime you do something squirrely at work, except for radio, it seems like they will drug test you.
If you have anything in your system that you don't have a prescription for, they will fire you immediately.
When I worked at the golf course and I crashed that golf cart and I said I saw an earless cat, they sent me right to the drug testing center.
They did, okay.
I mean, they didn't waste any time.
Was there an
Okay.
earless cat?
There was an earless cat, but that wasn't the reason why I crashed.
Why'd you crash?
Because I was seeing how far I could drive with my eyes closed. It wasn't a smart move.
I guess
It wasn't drugs. It was just craziness.
I know. So, I mean, I kind of wish I was on drugs just so I had a better excuse.
Nope. Clean pee test.
Oh, yeah. I'm sober as a nun.
Sober as a judge, but crazy as they come.
Wow. Okay. Well, 2 Florida bikers are expected to be okay after they crash into an alligator on I-4 in Volusia County on Saturday evening.
Were they trying to drive with their eyes closed too?
Don't believe so. No, I don't think that's what was going down. They say the two bikers were riding westbound when both hit the Alligator on the inside lane of the interstate.
Oh, my.
The collision caused both bikes to veer off the roadway and into the wood line where they hit a tree. Both bikers, a 67-year-old man and a 25-year-old woman, were taken to an area hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
How are you 67, fall off a motorcycle, and have no injuries?
I mean, maybe he's a young 67. If he's dating a 25-year-old,
You're
he's probably on hormone replacement.
Yeah.
He's probably in great shape.
Unfortunately, the Gator was a bit injured in the crash as well, but probably doing better than this Gator. This is an interesting sight in Louisiana. A tailless gator they saw walking across the road.
Oh.
Boy, wouldn't that get your attention? Now that might make you wreck on an alligator or on a motorcycle.
I wouldn't even know what I was looking at.
Yeah, it looks very odd. It's almost like a duck-billed platypus, isn't it?
So somebody obviously took his tail?
I guess so.
Well, that's where the meat is that you
Right.
cook, is the tail. Did they let him live and just...
He's walking down the highway like he's doing all right.
Wow.
He's looking okay. I mean, he lost the junk in his trunk, but other than that, that's kind of crazy. I guess you never know what you're going to see.
Fascinating.
Leave it to Louisiana. There's a man who is suing Walt Disney World's Blizzard Beach, claiming he suffered permanent catastrophic injuries on the downhill Double Dipper water slide. Eugene Strickland alleges that during a July 2021 visit, he became airborne on the slide, causing his inner tube to dislodge and resulting in a hard impact with the slide surface. Now, at the time, he weighed 334 pounds, and they say that you can't ride the ride if you're over 300 pounds. So he still went on it. Now he still wants $50,000. But to me, doesn't this just go into like, well, dummy, they put up a sign that says if you're over 300 pounds, you weigh 334. There's a reason why they do that. Should they still have to pay this guy?
No, they should not. And ironically, he slipped through the cracks.
Yeah.
I mean, you think a guy that big wouldn't slip through the cracks, but I think they're supposed to stop him. But maybe they didn't want to insult him. Maybe he had a baggy shirt on, and maybe they were like, oh.
One person did that because I saw it happen on a water slide where they wanted the person to weigh, and they're like, how? And they sued the park saying for,
Fat shaming and embarrassment.
infliction of emotional distress because I had. So what do you do? You're damned if you damned if you don't. So if you let the person, like, there's no way they're 300 pounds, then they get hurt, then they sue you. Then if you try to have them weigh to call them out, then they sue you for embarrassing them.
It needs to be on the individual. You know if you weigh over 300 pounds or not, usually. Mm-hmm. And you need to take responsibility and not ride the ride if it says only under 300 pounds.
It's not fat shaming if it's a health issue. There's a reason why you're not supposed to go down there at 325.
Right.
Because
The ride
they're
ain't
worried,
built for you.
They're worried about your health.
Right.
So
Yeah.
there's a reason for that.
Yeah. Well, there was a woman in Pennsylvania that pretended to be her sister when she was arrested on a homicide charge.
Oh, my.
But it wasn't the best plan because there was also a warrant out for her sister's arrest for felony retail theft. So either way, you're going to prison.
Oh, these are some naughty sisters.
And that bright.
How amazing is that? They say 14 million honeybees escaped after a semi-truck overturned in Washington state. Oh my goodness.
That's horrifying.
When they said 200 million bees, they meant it.
So when I heard that this had happened, we thought, well, we got the suits. Let's go and see what we can do and help. So we're basically one by one rebuilding the beehives over there, putting the frames back in and then having to stack them.
It calms them down with the smoke. Sometimes it works. When they're really angry like this, it doesn't really work too well.
We've had a number of the beekeepers, they've gotten stung as well as a couple of our deputies.
Dang.
Wow. Crazy, crazy.
Didn't we want to do a bee stun at one point?
I don't know if that's really smart,
Yeah, no, it definitely wasn't smart.
but it does sound like our work.
It does sound familiar.
I'm sure
Yeah,
at one point. Yeah.
I feel like that's very KVJ.
Yeah. I'm sure at one point. Yeah, we were.
Oh, no, not the bees! Not the bees! Ah! Oh, my eyes! Eyes! Ah!
Poor Nicolas Cage. He should not be at that site trying to clean up the bee mess.
He should not be there.
No, he should not.
Oh, be kind to him.
And finally, some people were looking up at the sky and wondering what the heck was going on. Is this a weird sun or the moon, or what exactly was this? It was just kind of a reddish orangish type of glowing thing. And they said, wait a minute, well, the moon is there and it looks like the sunset is happening over here. So what is that thing?
And that's not the sun. That can't be the sun because the sunset is over there.
That's a planet.
The sunset is over there.
Mommy, that's a planet.
And the moon is up here.
So that must be a planet.
The moon is above us.
Now, the only problem that I saw with the video, they briefly kind of go, wait, the sunset's over there. And I was like, well, maybe could the sunlight be projecting itself over there? I think what they've explained it as is we've got these wildfires going on in Canada. And I think it's even going as far south as the Florida-Georgia line. We're not really seeing it, but I think it's kind of affecting the way that the sunsets are looking, is how they explained it. But it is kind of an odd little thing.
And the kid does have a point. I mean, I didn't see the video yet. Is it a planet?
I don't think so from the looks of it. It's on KVJ TV on YouTube right now. To me, I think it's probably just the sun, and it's what it is. But if you're checking that out on YouTube, you can let us know. What do you think is going on with that? Is there anything crazy there? Or, yeah, what is that all about?
Is it finally the alien landing Jaybird's been hoping for?
I mean, it would honestly, people would be pumped for 24 hours and would go right back to the crap. Politics.
Stupid dance videos on TikTok.
TikTok.
This is how we do. It's the KVJ Show.